for every $10,000 that you borrow on a line of credit, not a loan, not an amortized loan, not an installment loan, but every $10,000 that you borrow on a line of credit is going to be $32 to $40 a month in minimum payment. When I think line of credit, I think credit card, home equity line of credit, personal line of credit, et cetera, right? So if you were to consolidate, let's say you've got a car loan of $30,000, right? At 0%, that's $500, right? 60 on a 60-month car loan, that's $500 a month. But if I were to consolidate that into a line of credit, I'm at $96 on the low end, right? So let's just call it $100. So $100 here for 30 grand of debt, $500 here for 30 grand of debt, okay? Now, one would look at it and say, well, yeah, 100 grand a month, if I pay that, I'm on a treadmill, I'm not going anywhere. Exactly. But what if you were to take that other $400 now that you are now cash flow positive and keep dumping onto it, you actually have this paid off faster than you do this over here. So that's essentially what we talk about when utilizing home equity lines of credit is if you've got some additional credit cards out there, car loans, student loans to a certain degree. Some student loans come with very low minimum payments in relation to the debt. And a lot of times it doesn't make sense to consolidate those. But other consumer debt, if you've got equity, we can consolidate that. What it's going to do is it's going to lower your monthly minimum expenses, right? But it's going to increase your cash flow positivity. So you've got, let's say, 10 grand coming in, and before consolidation, you're paying $5,000 a month in living expenses, right? Housing expenses, food, gas, groceries, and in consumer debt. But if we consolidate those and get that 5 grand down to, let's say, 4 grand, now you've got that margin between your 10 grand and 4 grand to 6 grand versus 5 grand, right? Where does that extra $1,000 go? It goes directly towards principal reduction, which if you saw the other videos, what do we talk about? On a line of credit, it's simple interest. So it's like getting a free refinance every single day on that new balance. So as the balance keeps reducing, your minimum payment keeps reducing, your cash flow positivity goes up, which is why it's essentially like a debt snowball. It has a compounding effect that every month you're getting more and more and more efficient. And if you just look over a couple month period, you'll see some positive gains, but it doesn't look that big. But when you look over a couple years, you're like, wow, that really added up. So yes, consolidating, what you're essentially doing is you're increasing your cash flow positivity. And in a line of credit, money, when it goes in, it goes to principal first, then interest is calculated. It's the opposite of that on amortized debt, like a mortgage. So by consolidating, you are speeding up paying off debt because you increase your cash flow positivity.